Hi everyone, it's me Wendy from Bake with Bakabee. Welcome back to my channel. Here you can find fun, easy and delicious baking recipe that you can create in your own kitchen to impress your friends and family. So for today's video, I'm going to show you a recipe that I bake a lot for my guests when we hold dinner parties at home. This is a recipe of black sesame steaks. They are delicate, they are full of subtle flavor. In a word, they are delicious. Okay, let's get started.
Let's prepare the wet ingredients. Put the softened unsalted butter and the sea salt in a mixing bowl. Beat it with an electric hand mixer at medium speed for around 5 to 8 minutes until it becomes fluffy in texture and pale in color. During this process, you may need to stop the mixer once or twice to scrape down the sides of the bowl to make sure all the butter is being well beaten. After around 6 to 7 minutes, the texture of the butter becomes very creamy. This is what we are looking for. Now add the chilled cream to the beaten butter. Here I'm using the normal cooking cream. It works perfectly fine in this recipe. Continue to beat the butter and the cream until they are well combined. Again, don't forget to stop the mixer to scrape down the sides of the bowl to make sure that they are well mixed. Continue to beat them 1 or 2 more minutes or until it becomes something like soft tofu texture. Now our wet ingredients are done. Let's move on to the dry ingredients. Let's sift the ground black sesame first. This hand crank siever is a lifesaver. If you don't have one, a normal sieve works fine as well. Now we are halfway through. Let's add the dry ingredients into the wet ingredients. Add the cake flour, then add the sifted ground black sesame. Mix them well with a spatula until they are well incorporated. At this stage, I would prefer mixing the dough by hand with a spatula instead of using an electric mixer. Why? Overmixing the dough can create tough texture. This is what we don't want. After 1 to 2 minutes mixing, as you can see, the ingredients start to become together. You just need to keep mixing them until you can't see any flour. Wow, the dough smells amazing now. It's like sesame ice cream. If you are a big fan of black sesames, I think you would love it. Okay, we are almost there. Now add the last ingredient, black sesame seeds. All we need to do is mix them well until all the black sesame seeds are well distributed. You may find the dough is a bit sticky, but be patient, keep mixing them. You will be rewarded with some delicious black sesame steaks. Wow, I wish you could smell the dough now. Look at this, it is cute, isn't it? Now move on to the next stage. Prepare a sheet of parchment paper and place it on a flat surface. Pop the dough on and place another sheet of parchment paper on top. Gently roll out the dough to 5 mm thickness. By using 2 sheets of parchment paper like this, so that we can keep the dough from sticking onto the rolling pin. And also, it can keep us from sprinkling extra flour onto the dough. As you can see, I'm rolling out the dough very gently and try to roll it out as even as I can. When you are happy with the thickness, I'm now showing you a trick, how to roll out the dough into a rectangle in order to cut out more long sesame stick easily. Okay, here is the trick. Flip the top sheet of parchment paper, then fold the underneath one in, and gently roll out the dough. The parchment paper will help the dough keep in a straight line. Now you can see one side is done. Now you just need to repeat the exact same process in order to have a rectangle shaped dough. It may not end up with a perfect rectangle shape, but don't worry, we can trim off the edge in order to make the black sesame stick long and neat. When you are happy with the shape, it's time to chill the dough. Get a baking tray, place your dough on, and put it into the refrigerator for about 30 to 60 minutes, or until it is firm enough to hold and soft enough to cut. When the dough is chilling, let's preheat the oven at 170 degrees Celsius now. I chilled mine for about 45 minutes. It is about right. So I peeled off the top sheet of parchment paper and placed it onto the baking tray, and trim off the edge of the dough with a sharp knife. I always give these funny shaped sticks to my husband. He never gets the nice one. After trimming off the edge, cut the dough into long strips in the size of around 13 by 1.5 centimeters in size. It doesn't need to be cut exactly the same as mine. It totally depends on your preference, but do keep in mind, if there is a huge difference in size, it may affect the baking time. After cutting them into long strips, gently place them onto the baking tray, spacing them about 1 centimeter apart. Use your knife as a guide to shape the dough as straight as you can. During this process, if your dough is broken in the transition, don't worry, just patch it together. After it is baked, nobody knows. Wow, after all the work, it's time to put these goodies into the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes. When they are baked, the edges should turn a bit of golden brown and dry on the surface. I baked mine for about 17 minutes. Wow, they smell amazing now. Let them sit on the tray for about 5 minutes before transferring them onto a wire rack to cool completely. I found transferring them from the tray to the wire rack with a spatula is easier because the textures of these black sesame sticks is very delicate. Here you have black sesame stick full of subtle flavor, perfect snacks for any occasions.
Okay, they are really easy to make, aren't they? Try to make them for your guests or just make them for yourself. They are delicious. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please give me a big thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. And make sure to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more fun, easy, and delicious baking recipe by me. Alright, so thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye bye!